Electricity. From Allen's keynotes, mind, weeping, timid, fearful, sighing, crying out through nervous fear. Paroxysms of oppressive anxiety, dread at the approach of a thunderstorm, fear, internal anguish, especially of chest, nervous agitation, involuntary hysterical laughter, rage, ill humor, unable to comprehend time, comprehension slow and difficult, suffers mental torture before and during an electric storm. Loss of memory, sensorium, loss of consciousness, loss of sensibility, dullness of head, stupefaction, giddiness, especially on stooping. Head, headache, pressure in the forehead from above downwards as from a stone, tearing from the nape of the neck to the forehead, painful spasms in the head, sore pain in the occiput. Disagreeable shocks generally in the occiput, roaring in the whole sinciput. Outer head, feeling of coldness on the vertex. The growth of the hair is considerably promoted. Eyes, sensation as if the eyes were deep in the head, sensation as if something would come out of the eyeball, inflammation of the eyes, profuse lacrimation, dim-sightedness, blindness, black point before the right eye, everything looks yellow. Ears, darting in the right ear from the throat, drawing from the jaws into the ears, swelling of the inner ear, blisters behind the ears full of an acrid fluid, whizzing in the ears or sensation as if obstructed by a plug. Nose, loss of smell, discharge of a milky fluid from the nose. Face, expression of terror in the countenance, scurf in the face, on the arms and body, large blisters on the cheeks. Teeth, tearing in the upper teeth proceeding from the head, pain as from subcutaneous ulceration in old sockets of the molar teeth. Mouth and pharynx, increased secretion of saliva, foam at the mouth. The tongue is very sensitive, particularly at the tip, swelling of the tongue. Throat, loss of speech, inability to articulate, blisters on the palate, the epidermis becoming detached, constant titillation in the throat, inflammation of the pharynx. Stomach, nausea and vomiting, heartburn, thyroidism, nausea also after a meal, desire to vomit, vomiting with sore throat, hematemesis. Stomach, sense of repletion in the stomach after a slight meal. Abdomen, cutting in the abdomen at the approach of a thunderstorm. Stool, black yellow liquid stools having a fetid smell, drawing up of the testes during stool, violent pressing in the anus, burning at the anus, flowing hemorrhoids. Urinary organs, frequent micturition, incontinence of urine, discharge of blood with the urine. Female sexual organs, appearance of the menses while in the electric bath. Black and thick menstrual blood, profuse menses with pressing in rectum. Leukorrhea, first thin, then thick, with coagula of the size of a hazelnut. Larynx and trachea, cough with violent titillation in the throat and pressing in the forehead from within outward. Respiration, asthma all one's life, with palpitation of the heart and disposition to faint. Chest, palpitation of the heart with fever or with headache or with oppressive anxiety and bright red face. Chest and arms become stiff, almost paralyzed, unable to walk. Heaviness and stiffness of chest and shoulders felt like marble. Back, boils in the back and nape of the neck, stinging in a swollen cervical gland, upper limbs, frightful pains in the arms and lower limbs, paralysis of the arms, trembling of the hands, swelling of the hand, also red or sudden, feeling of numbness in the tips of the fingers, blister filled with a greenish, sanguineous fluid on the finger which discharges the bottle. Lower limbs, burning in the feet up to the knees, particularly at night. Coldness of the lower extremities up to the abdomen in summer during a cool wind. Tingling in the soles of the feet. Sensation as of a broad ring around the malleoli. Sensation as of a broad ring around the malleoli. Intense suffering of electric shocks through left foot and entire left side of body to head, repeated at every discharge during a thunderstorm. Sleep. Yawning with shuddering over the whole body. Sleeplessness for 2 months. Fever. Shuddering over the body every morning with yawning. Chilliness, then dry, short head. Frequent alternation of chilliness and heat with sore throat. Chilliness with profuse sweat with painful spasms in the head and along the back. Excessive night sweat in an arthritic individual without relief. Sweat with anxiety during a thunderstorm. Skin. Violent pains and swelling of the foot which had been frozen 12 years ago. Red pimples on the spot touched by the sparks. White vesicles. The skin becomes blackish. Ecchymosis. General symptoms: pains in the limbs, drawing through all the limbs, extending to the tips of the fingers and toes, shock through the whole body proceeding from the malar bone. Tingling in the electrified parts, violent burning of the parts which are in contact with the chain, general languor after a meal. Relaxation of the nerves and muscles, fainting, stiffness of the limbs, paralysis of single limbs, particularly the lower, trembling of the limbs, particularly of those which have received the shock. Subsultus tendinum. Painful spasms along the back from below upward. Saint Vitus dance. Aggravation of the epileptic fits, intense suffering with paralysis of nervous and muscular system, heavy sensation as if she weighed a ton.